everybody, welcome to Joanne Creates, where I create videos about art, supplies, bullet journaling, and other things. Anyways, today I have an art haul for you, like an art book haul, I should say. So I'm going to get right into it. So these are a few books. Some of them I've had for a while, but a lot of them I have just gotten. So this first one is... Here, I'm just going to do this. Okay. My first one is Find Your Artistic Voice by Lisa Congdon. And if you really enjoy like this style of art, very simple but fun, I suggest you go follow her on Instagram. I like her art for sure. But this is basically trying to find like your unique style, and there's a lot of different case studies in it from different artists, and she asks them a lot of the same kind of questions, you know, like let me see, strategies for navigating influence, your creative flow, where to find your spark, the downside of fads and trends, things like this. Now, I'm a graphic designer, and I do find a lot of the stuff in here probably is more relevant towards graphic design. Balancing something that looks trendy with actually something that is doing its job is something that a lot of graphic designers struggle with. Of course, you want it to look trendy, well, not everything, do you? But a lot of the things you do. This actually is a pretty well-rounded book. It's one that I suggest, though. So that's number one. Now, this is a book that I've had for a while. It's Keys to Drawing by Bert, Dodson. Rediscover the Art of Seeing. And it has different lessons and just different projects and things to consider that maybe you have lost along the way. And yeah, how to self-critique your projects. You know, making sure that you're actually still using some of the basics that you learned in the beginning, like how to measure, how to use negative space to create shapes, different things like that. And I might go through this again because I haven't in a while, and I see some things that are kind of lacking. But yeah, like the handwriting of masters, just different things that are good learning tools. You know, like different ways that people use pen and ink. But yeah, these... I really suggest this book. I think it's still available to buy. I guess I should have checked that first, but I'll put links for all of these down below in Amazon. And this is one that I've had for a while, but I really love Stephanie Law's, like, very I love her style. Her watercolor style is just beautiful. And if you've never ever seen her stuff, go to Dreamscapes. It's her website. It's just beautiful. Like, she just has great control with watercolor. And I'm a sucker for fantasy art, so this is just something that I really love. And it's just got basics like stretching watercolor paper. These are things that I actually was never taught anywhere. And I had to find resources on my own. I've never been formally taught with watercolor, so things like this, finding the proper books, like she talks about understanding color, like a simple lesson on mixing colors and things like that. You know, and she's using salt, understanding underlying form under clothing, just different, she goes through different projects and really breaks down some of the lessons that you need to know. Like definitely, like you can see here how she's shaded it so you can tell that there's a person underneath there. It's not just flowing in front of her. There's depth. The trees have shading on it, so you know how the form is. You know, like this fairy has light around it, and there's little lights all over. Just simple things. Keeping light sources in mind. I just find that this is a really good book, even if you're not into fantasy drawing, or fantasy art. It just has really good fundamentals for art. Like, look at this. It's so gorgeous. Anyways, and she has quite a few books. Like, this is just one. They're by Impact Publishing. I just think that she's great, and I imagine any of her books have wonderful instruction. And then I got a new book. Let's see. This is Painting in Watercolor. So this is a new book that I got just to have. This is by David Webb. So it's just basically to have like a basis for a lot of just instruction. I don't know. I really get a lot from books, and like, look at this. This is watercolor, yet it almost looks photorealistic. It's so great. I'm definitely not there with my watercolor. I don't even know if I want to be photorealistic, to be honest. But this is like just different ways of working. You know, there are two main approaches with watercolor: the multi-wash method and the direct method. And they just go through different techniques as well. And like they talk about gouache, which is nice. But like, look at this. That's fantastic. And how to do just like simple sketches. I love this. Like, stuff like this is really good if you're going on holiday and you want to sketch, like over in Europe or something. You create your outlines and then you put in your color. It's just, these are great. I haven't really gone through a lot of this. Oh, this is awesome with the dark wash behind. And then, yeah, that's really nice. Just seeing different kinds of compositions than you're used to seeing can spark different ideas for your own style too. I really suggest looking at books, and a lot of these can probably be found in libraries. I don't know what's available to you, but I know at our library we're able to have like take out ebooks and read them, and there's quite a bit available through that. So even if you don't have a lot of money, finding free resources, like finding a used bookstore, is great. And even if it's not art books, another thing that I like is finding old like botanical like manuals. Like I have an old, my grandfather gave it to me. It has different seashells in it and it lists them. And it's just so great for drawing seashells. Things like that, different resources. They just, I don't know. Sometimes Pinterest just doesn't stack up to things like that. And I would think bird manuals, although bird manuals, you're not going to get a bird in a very dynamic pose, but you will get different, is it breed? I don't know. Different types of birds and the way that their markings and coloring are. Stuff like that's pretty cool. Like portraits in here. Anyways, this one is Painting in Watercolor, the Indispensable Guide by David Webb. And that is it for today. So just a few different books that maybe you would consider. Yeah, let me know down below what your favorite art books are, and like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.